podcast. I'm your host, John Light, founder and CEO of Sabretooth Recruiting. And today I managed to get Danone Simpson to join me, who is the founder and CEO of Montage Insurance. Danone, thanks so much for being here today.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Well, we're going to have some fun with this, and not a lot of people, I'm sure, go back this far in time. But since I'm in Texas and you're in California, you're a Texas native who decided to migrate west, and you've really put some serious stakes down in the community out there. So maybe give us an introduction to yourself, 90 seconds or so, a little bit more about you and about Montage and what you're doing.
All right. Well, I did grow up in Texas, in Irving, Texas, and I was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader and had a lot of fun acting. I was with Kim Dawson back then and moved out here with Wilhelmina Models. So they're the ones that brought me out here to the West. No kidding.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I had no idea. That's awesome.
It was super fun. Had a great time. Was in semi-tough and got into SAG because of that back in Texas. We're going way back, And then when I moved out here, so I did a lot of commercials and print work and a few films, and it was really fun. And then I ended up on Dallas for 10 years. So that was the first half of my career.
What? I did not know. On Dallas?
Yeah, I was on the show Dallas. I was
my parents watched that religiously, and so I was exposed to it all those years. Okay, I got to go check this out now.
I know. I was Kendall Chapman, the receptionist at the Ewing Oil Company, and back then I remember Sly and Phyllis and me. We were the secretaries of JR and Patrick Duffy, who was Bobby, and so we were looking at the fax machine, going, "Oh my gosh! Like, how do you work this thing?" We were very happy that we weren't real secretaries, so we never learned how to do that. But, it was good fun. And then after that, I married my husband when I first moved out here. He nearly hit me with his car, and we ran into each other later through a friend of mine who happened to say, if we're not going to date, I know this girl would be perfect for you. So he's like, "What's her name?" And she said, "Danone Camden." And he said, "Oh my gosh, that's the girl that won't call me back." So we got married 4 months after that. Yeah, it happened fast. And now 44 years later, still doing it. Yes, thank you. And so in my 40s, I was ready to shift into something else. And so I read Mary Kay Ash's book. She was the first billionaires in the world, female billionaires. So, and it wasn't about that. It was just I loved her, who she was as a person. So I went to work with her to study what all she did and how she did things, And what I loved, I read one of her books, and it was called "I'm Not Just a Woman." And with that was one of the phrases she used. And she started her business at 40. And I remember when I read that, I was so excited because, we feel old at 40, right? I felt older in my 30s than I did really my 40s or even today for some reason. But it was so exciting, and I felt this new lease on life. So I the actual interview came from the Variety and Hollywood Reporter. And I walked in thinking it was a advertising job, but it was for an insurance company. So I walked over boxes and kind of walked in and thought, "Oh my gosh, what a mess." So during my interview, I said, "Do you mind if I file you?" Because he had all these files all over the floor. So as I was interviewing with him, I was filing his files. So I got hired, no doubt, and began in doing their PR marketing. And from there, I thought, that's what I want to do. I want to be a broker. And so I was off, got my first client, and sold 50 clients in the first year and a half, which is kind of unheard of. But I didn't know. I was just asking for the B of R, and being an actress, I memorized everything, So from there, I worked for several firms, and my clients begged me to start my own company. So I did in 2006. And Danone Simpson Insurance Services is a DBA of Montage Insurance Solutions, and that's who we are today. And we are located in Calabasas, and we do insurance for, anyone in the world, anywhere in the world, mostly commercial insurance, benefits, property casualty, workers' comp, all of the professional lines, D&O, EPL, all of that. So that's who we are.
It's a great story. I didn't know from our prior conversations that you were that person, because in my mind, as you're talking, I'm listening, but my brain is going through these images of screenshots of the TV show, because I remember seeing The Office on the show, but that took you there, and you parlayed that, and you parlayed some of the skills into something else that's had such great longevity. I think is fantastic. But I guess the biggest question I have for you, Danone, is when you look at the clients you serve, all right, and some of those may be near and dear, longer term than others, some may be further away, but I'm really curious for a common thread. What's the biggest problem you address and solve for your customers?
I think trying to make the complex world of insurance simple.
Okay.
And to help the HR department with all of the compliance and service they have to do. So we have customized programs that we fit with each client, because every client is very different.
Mm-hmm. That's got to be hard to do and keep track of from compliance purposes, right? So you got to be really on point, I'd imagine, from a technical perspective to get that done.
Right, definitely.
So customized HR-driven insurance. I'm curious, okay, so you've been in the broker risk management space for a while. Mm-hmm. And like a lot of people with specific domain knowledge, a question that comes to my mind is, what are you and the Montage team doing to keep up with the technological changes impacting not just your industry and how you deliver and how you suss out these services and products, but how your clients expect to interface with you?
Very good question. 2020 really changed our world a lot. It motivated us all into really getting into technology. So all of our clients, not all of them. There's a few that still are in manufacturing that may do applications, but nearly all of our clients are in HRIS systems. So they're payroll systems that have a benefit module component that for open enrollments and managing the benefit part. Property casualty is still very much the same, but when they're pulling out data, we have a lot of platforms that they use to be able to pull data on buildings and things like that. But in the benefit world, we actually have an HRS team in-house that helps our clients build their benefit module, their HRS system for them to prepare it for the open enrollment and to close the enrollment and get everything over to the carriers. So yeah, we're very much into that. And then I also am creating a software. The company's called Bene, and BENE. And with Bene, we're going to be doing the auditing of the bills, which is so difficult. It takes hours for clients and to hours for my teams even. We audit bills and always have helped our clients with that part. So now I'm creating a software that's it's starting to audit just in a snap of a finger.
No
It's
kidding.
unbelievable. Yeah, so we're super excited about that.
Yeah, I'm curious to know in dealing with that. Obviously, it's something, it's an inefficiency in the market that needs to be addressed, but what do you see as the largest impediment holding up that process? When you hear audit and I hear healthcare, I hear insurance and things of that nature, and human resources, I think compliance issues, I think regulatory issues, I think so on and so forth. What are you guys doing? And you don't have to give away a trade secret here by any stretch, but I'm kind of curious, what tact are you taking to get that, if I could say, platformized so that it can be done quickly?
Well, I think creating a bot is something else that we're working on, creating bots for certain things. So that someone can just ask a question about their insurance plan. And if I get this surgery at this location, how much is it going to cost me? And, things like that. So we're in the process of working on that as well, using AI, because everybody's using AI, so we might as well jump on the bandwagon. With HIPAA and all the compliance issues, there's a lot of things that we cannot really use AI for, but we're really researching the areas that we can and trying to, utilize those. But the bills, back to your question of the difficulty of the bills, is that all of the carriers, because of HIPAA, they don't send information out. They give either hard copy bills, or you can download a bill or download the information. So, and every single system is completely different. So that's what the difficult part is.
Yeah.
HRS systems, enrollment systems, we can grab the data, from those. But the carriers, on the other hand, especially the medical carriers and dental, some of the life and disability carriers are really using more of AI and getting a little more sophisticated. But it's tough. We have all this innovation on the one side, and then the other side there's so much fraud in the world, and people trying to get information that it's trying to blend those worlds. That's where, because of risk management, we have to be very careful with what we do, right?
That kind of leads me to another question. 'Cause you've been in the business space for a while, you've got down great roots in the community and with your client base, but the marketplace is evolving, technology is evolving. We're talking about AI coming out and agentic AI, and you're talking about building a bots, but you're really going to create kind of an AI agent that's going to help those customers audit these things and find inefficiencies, find costs that shouldn't be there, or maybe that should be, depending. How do you get, as a small business owner, and I know you guys punch above your weight class, but as a small business owner, how do you get the talent you have, or the talent that you need, that can work in the business as it is current state, but can also are able to buy into the vision and contribute to getting it to the future state and where it'll be, 3 years down the road, and that sort of thing?
Thank you, John. I think that's an area that Montage really excels. We did an assessment a few years back, and it was a nationwide assessment, and this guy has really focused on the insurance industry. And so when he measured all of our employees, or we did the assessment, all of our employees, he was astounded. He said, "You guys are so different, Danone. You're so innovative." They're creative and innovative, just kept coming up with every single employee, and this is really unique to your industry. And so with that, we are also known as a unicorn, because we're one of the few left here in Southern California from all the competitors that I used to compete with that have not sold. They're not in clusters, everybody's moved in with the larger broker houses, they call them.
Right.
They have purchased a lot of the smaller brokers, or mid-sized brokers is what we are considered. And we're one of the last ones left that we are, not subject to those kind of 1-800 services where we're able to flex with our clients and really help them. And it's just old-fashioned service. We're delivering in this kind of modern, innovative world at the same time. And so we even have a COBRA TPA department in-house that manages COBRA for our clients, the continuation of the benefits.
Right.
And because it's where the pains that our clients feel, and how can we help them with that work. And that's what we do, and we love it. And also wellness and safety. We have a saying called TEAM. It's total employer appreciation management. It's kind of cute, but so I love these acronyms. But it is really helping the employees to appreciate the employers that are paying for their benefits in this very expensive area that is third or fourth on the list of the financial reports, right? In costs. So with that, trying to help them manage their cost and buy the best plans and the best property casualty programs for the best price. And it takes a lot of innovation,
Yeah.
a lot of creativity.
So I think that that the human touch, that customer service, is going to be so much more valuable than it is even today. The more AI gets out into the marketplace, and I think your customers, your clients, are going to be over the moon and not want to let you go, man. Over time, even more so as technology takes over and we're all talking to bots. So if somebody's interested in that level of service, those service levels, that human touch, what's the best way for them to find you and Montage Insurance?
Well, we're online with everyone. It's under montageinsurance.com is our, website. Come join us. You can see already from our website, we are very different than our competitors. And just reach out and LinkedIn. Yeah, we're here, and we're interested in growing the company with more employees, and remaining flexible and able to create those customized service programs for each client. I happen to love, I was a nonprofit fundraiser most of my career alongside everything else. I produced festivals and worked with nonprofits forever. So now we do insurance for nonprofits. Some of my clients I've had since 1998. We also do a lot of schools, credit unions, technology, manufacturing, almost every industry.